Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing another first impressions on a foundation. This time it's the L'Oreal Infallible Stay Fresh 24-Hour Foundation, and I got this again during the Priceline 40% off sale. So yeah, let's just see what L'Oreal has to say about this product. So high coverage long wear foundation that hides the appearance of fatigue and blemishes. Now with hydrating hyaluronic complex, the 24-hour non-stop formula stays on and feels fresh from day to night. And I think they have about 7 to 8 shades, I'm not completely sure. On the L'Oreal website itself they have 8, but on Priceline they only have 7. So reading of what Priceline says as well, they say a makeup with superior hold and moisturizing comfort for up to 24 hours of flawless coverage, no touch-ups required, fighting imperfections and shine without compromising on moisture, skin is left truly infallible. And yeah, so I think that's all the information that we have. This doesn't have an SPF as well, so if you want it to wear for everyday, then you need an extra SPF along with this. So I'm in the shade 140 Golden Beige. I'm not sure if it's gonna match me, but we're gonna try our luck. So again, I'm just gonna start with primer as usual. I'm gonna be using the Australis, the original primer again. And yeah, I'm just gonna prime half my face and use a beauty blender on half my face as well. Okay, so once the primer is on, oh, by the way, just to let you know, this primer just prevents foundation fading, smooths and refines, moisturizing, so it doesn't really cover up any pores. It's very, very light and hydrating in texture. So yeah, we're gonna see what the foundation does with pores. So yep. So I'm just gonna take about 2 pumps on my hand. So it just looks like that. It is a little bit thicker, not as runny, I would say. And then on my right side I'm going to be using the Beauty Blender, and on my left side I'm going to be using the Real Techniques buffing brush. So I'm done with half my face with the Beauty Blender. First impressions, it's really, really easy to blend, but I think it's a little bit too dark for me. Just a tad. And for reference, I'm about an NC13 MAC. So yeah, but it's really easy to blend. I don't think it has a scent. No, not exactly. So it doesn't have like a strong fragrance or anything. And yeah, coverage wise it's really, really nice. I would say it's about a medium coverage, and we're gonna see if it builds. I'm just gonna add a little bit more around the nose, around the forehead, and around my spots here. So I would say it does have buildable coverage. You can definitely build it up slightly to like maybe a medium full. And looking up close, it's not caking up around the nose. It does sit very, very nicely on the skin even after building it up. So I'm quite sure you can build this up quite nicely. It has a very nice kind of almost skin-like finish, but a little bit more dewy. Now I'm just going to go in with the other side with a brush, and we're going to see how it goes. So that's about one layer on the left side of my face. And I have to say I prefer the side with the Beauty Blender just because it looks a little smoother and just blends a little better with a Beauty Blender in my opinion. It's easier to blend and it's more even as well, the coverage with a Beauty Blender as compared to a brush. But yeah, so... But I would say the coverage is slightly better with a brush. I don't think I need to build it up on this side as much as I do this side. Then again, this side, the scarring and the blemishes is less obvious and less kind of red or discolored. So that might be one of the reasons why as well. So yeah, so far I am kind of liking this foundation. Yeah. I don't think it emphasizes any texture or any pores or anything like that. In terms of fine lines, I don't think it emphasizes that as well. I'm just going over with a Beauty Blender just to make sure everything is even and nice. Okay. So far, first impressions, I do like this foundation and we're just going to see how it lives up throughout the day. I'm going to be wearing it for maybe about 6, 7 to 8 hours. So yeah. So for now, we'll just finish up the face. I'm going to be adding a little bit of concealer and a little bit of powder as well. So I'm just going to be using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. So then I'm just gonna powder as usual because I do powder on an everyday basis. And yeah, so I'm just gonna be using the Mercier translucent powder on the Real Techniques contour brush and then the multitask brush. I feel like this foundation does set really nicely on the skin, and if you have dry skin, I don't think you would need to powder just because it doesn't really feel too sticky and it does set very nicely and it doesn't transfer, so that's good. Yeah, but I'm just gonna powder. I'm gonna put as little powder as I can though, just to make sure that we see what the foundation is actually doing and not the powder. Okay, so I think that's all for now. I don't think the foundation oxidizes much because even on my hand it does come out quite dark. But I would say it does a little bit, but nothing too major. You can see, I don't know if you can see like the remnants on my hand here. It does look a little bit orangey, whereas the new pump is that color. So yeah, it does oxidize a little bit, but nothing too major that it would change like anything. I think just with a little bit of lighter concealer just around the face, you can highlight it and everything will be fine. So yeah, so if you're my skin tone, I would say maybe try the shade lighter than 140 Golden Beige. So yeah, for now I'm just gonna go finish up my makeup and I'll be back and give you updates. Hi guys, so I'm back from doing my makeup. So I did a spring look, so it should be up by now already, so I'll link it in the down below if you're interested. But so I just finished my makeup and all the makeup did blend very nicely on top of it, and it didn't kind of oxidize any more than it did. And I don't think I see any noticeable differences between the side that is primed and the side that is not primed at the moment. but we'll see how it lasts throughout the day and whether the prime side gets less oily or maybe it doesn't cake up as much. I don't know. So we'll see what happens in a few hours, but it's currently 11 a.m. in the morning, and yeah, I'll just go about my day and I'll come back in a few hours to check in. Hi guys, so I'm back. It's currently 3:30 in the afternoon, so I just wanted to update you guys on how this looks. So I've got my mirror here. I am looking quite shiny already, so it's been about maybe 4 hours or so. So I'm looking quite oily around here, but it's not like the oil is not like peeking through yet. I'm just looking a little bit shiny. So yeah, it's still fine. It's still tolerable, and yeah. It's not kind of melting around the nose yet. I feel like it's looking slightly worse on the prime side for some reason. Around the nose especially, I can see kind of like the makeup like a little bit caking up around the nose, whereas on this side it looks slightly better. In terms of the rest of the face, I do need to say though that earlier I was looking at the mirror and I realized it was kind of caking up around the dry patches on my cheeks here where I have some scarring and stuff, and yeah, it's just kind of clinging to those dry patches and emphasizing them slightly. So if you have dry skin, this might not be the best for you. Even for oily skin, I don't know, I have just kind of normal combo skin, so I have dry skin around the cheeks and then oilier T-zone, and I'm already looking quite shiny by the 4-hour mark. So I'm not sure how it would do for oily skins as well. So maybe you need like kind of just normal skin to wear this foundation. I'm not completely sure. So I'll go and wear this a little bit more for maybe a few more hours. My blush and bronzer and highlight are all still visible, so that's good. Yeah, so I'll come back in a few more hours and we'll see how this is doing. Hi guys, so I'm back from my final check-in. It's currently 6:47 in the evening, so that's been a good 7 to 8 hours, I think. Yeah, so about 7 to 8 hours. So I am looking quite oily. I am very, very greasy right now, so even on my chin, I think you can see the shine, and cheeks. Okay, cheeks I've got highlight on, but I'm really, really oily, and I am really kind of getting cakey as well, so like around this area here as well as around the nose I am getting cakey. I feel like on the primed side I'm a little oilier than on the non-primed side. That might be because the Australis primer is a moisturizing one, so I'm not too sure. Maybe if you want to use a primer, use like a mattifying primer, like the Makeup Forever mattifying primer. Maybe that might help, but so far I'm not loving this foundation. It's looking very kind of cakey. It's emphasizing a lot of texture on the skin that I didn't know I had. It's emphasizing a lot of dryness on like blemishes and pimples where I put like pimple cream and stuff. Okay, so yeah, I don't love this foundation at the moment. I think it's no good for oily skin because I have combo skin and it's like an oil because I have oily skin and it's like an oil slick on my face. For some reason I feel like a fried egg. I don't think it's good for dry skin either, because if you have dry patches it's gonna stick to those dry patches, and then if you have normal skin, I don't know if you need like a mattifying primer or anything, so you have to probably trial and error with the foundation, but at the moment I'm not loving it. I don't think this was a very successful first impressions. So yeah, you be the judge of it. You see what's on my face and see if you can kind of work around it. If you're just wearing this for maybe a few hours and not about 8 hours or so, I would recommend not powdering it, because I realize when I powder, within the first like 4 hours or so, I get quite cakey around the face. So I think it looks best not powdered, but if you have oily skin, that might not be an option. So I don't know. I mean, there are pros and cons to this foundation. It's a hard one. I mean, I really wanted to love this foundation. I've seen quite a few reviews on it as well, and they were all really, really good. But for me, I don't think it worked out for me. So yeah, I mean, I think that's all that I have to let you know. So yeah, if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. You can check out my other first impressions. I'll link it down below. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day, and also let me know what you want to see in the future in the comments down below, so I can start working on it and upload it for you guys. So yeah, I think I'll just see you in my next one. Bye!